folks. So this week we are going to be going over the basics of sharpening carving knives. Now I'm not going to be going into all the different blades. We can go over the basics of when to use different types, but we're just going to be sharpening one of my old faithfuls here. I think I've got 4 of this blade now. These are absolutely critical for small detailed cuts. It's basically the only knife I use for the dudelets. I'm going to back this up a little bit. So the way I sharpen these, and just so we're clear, where's a good spot? All right, it's taking skin off, but it's not cutting hair. It's pulling a little bit, which means it's dull. I'm going to have to excuse any pant rustling right now because I was testing blades on my legs and, well, all of these were dull. So I'm getting ready to do some more carving. I want to try to find some more patterns for different types of people so that's not just all guys standing with their hands in their pockets all grumble. So to start that, we need a sharp knife. I really like these diamond plates. This one is DMT. The red is fine. That's very fine. Then they have extra fine, I think it is. But I really like the red and green one. I can't find the other diamond plate that I usually use to sharpen. I just want to... Oh, no, it's right here. I was looking on the wrong side of my bag. This is just an El Cheapo one I grabbed off of Amazon. It opens up just like or kind of like a butterfly knife. I like this for when I get a new blade or if I let one go way too dull. Because it's got the different grits down here. So I'll start with the 400, work your way up to the 6, then you would go red side, green side. I think this is 1,000 grit. I'm pretty sure the other side's 800. But you don't want to take off a lot of metal, so when you're first doing this, you want to absolutely make sure that you are using the finest grit as possible. So I also have a mini sharpener. This is a DMT as well. It's the same as that. You can tell this one hasn't hardly been used. I like having different options. If you ever see me at a show, I usually have one of these in my back pocket that's ready to go. And the other necessary tool is a leather strap. And this is just a piece of wood that's got leather glued to it. This yellow stuff, or sometimes I'll use green as a strapping compound. It's basically, when you're sharpening the edge here, you'll get a microscopic burr that you run the strap over a couple times. And even sometimes, let's try it here real quick. Sometimes it's all you need to actually re-edge your blades. This is, if you can keep it to a leather strap, it's a lot better. But this is all you got to do with the strap. This one is borderline, so I'm hoping to be able to save it. So there's that. Then we're going to try to cut some hair. Yeah, it's definitely tugging more. Yeah, it took a little bit off. So that'll just need some more strapping to get it on there. From my experience, the angle doesn't matter as much. You don't really have to put a lot of pressure on either. The trick is just make sure you have the strapping compound on there, because it's like a real fine grit. I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden. It's not cutting the arm hair very well. I'd show you guys my leg, but anytime I do this, I usually end up kind of bloody down there. It's just not quite there. So we'll get into how to use the diamond stone now, since this is almost there. The strop's just not quite enough. It's not going to take much to do this. And then there's other tools. Again, this is just a basic knife sharpening video, but I mean, you've got different angles for your V cuts. You've got serration cut sharpeners. And again, this is just wood. What the trick is, you lay that, I think I've got one here real close. Yeah, this will work. So this is just a real shallow hook knife. So like if I was going to be sharpening this, to stone it is a pain in the rear. I'm just going to be straight with you. It's doable, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. I don't have any stropping compound on here, but you'd have either that yellow or green stuff on there. You just hold it a little bit of an angle. Try and hit it a few different places. Try not to drag the edge like I did there. Looking at this through the camera is kind of hard or a little disorientating to keep everything. Like you can even see where it took some of that black finish off. It's like that actually has an edge that already feels better. You can hit that side as well. And I'm just holding it a little bit of an angle in there so I can get the whole blade in. But yeah, hook knives are a pain. They're just a pain. When you need one, there's nothing better. But when you got to sharpen them, look out. But all right, so here's this, here's this. So anyway, back to how to sharpen these. Since this is so close, I can just stay with the extra fine, whatever it is. I just know I like the green because I can't find the finest one they have. I've never been able to find one where I'd use that, for the simple fact that it doesn't take off a lot of metal. Now when I'm holding these to sharpen, I'm only about a 21 to 23 degree angle. I'm not going to argue over a couple of degrees, but I do like the lower angle because personally I think it gives you a better, sharper edge. And for carving wood, it is absolutely fantastic. So, and all I do for these shorter blades, since I can fit the whole thing on the actual plate itself, we're just going to stick that on there. I do it in passes of 5. Then you just, again, hit this. Make sure you're never cutting towards yourself with the blade. Always take it away. And some people will tell you only sharpen this way. I think that was 5. It's never bothered me either way. Which way I take the blade to the stone, but this way you can as close as this is, it shouldn't take much, so I'm hoping. And kids, if you're watching this, make sure you do this with a parent or guardian, somebody older than you that actually knows what they're doing. There we go. You know it's really sharp when you can do that in one pass, but if you take care of your blade, that's all you should ever have to do sharpening wise to get them back to razor sharp. And I mean, where's a, yeah, this is a scrap piece. So I mean, once you got a good edge, and you can, and then see if I can get the angle just right. Doesn't want to show up, but where it's shiny right here, you should see that on the edge that I'm cutting. I'm just not catching it. I don't have the greatest of light in here, but you want that real, there it is, there it was. There it is. There we go, just a little bit of, if you can get that off at cut edge, that's how you know your knife is good. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, so did you guys know that you can support me for not spending a cent by hitting the like button, subscribing, and sharing my videos? Doesn't cost you a cent. Helps the algorithm see me a whole lot more, and it's totally free for you. It just takes 3 clicks. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks. Bye. I mean, there are a bunch of different shaped blades. I mean, you've got Pelican. I forget what these other fancy guys are called off the top of my head, but you know, you got a curved knife, you got chip cutters. You'll have to forgive me, none of these are put away right now. Detail knife, Sloyd knife, and they all have different purposes. There's all kinds of different things you can do with each different type of blade. I mean, you know, like the little one I just showed you guys, I'm very partial to that for just general carving. The longer blades are nice if you're not doing small projects. So like a Sloyd knife is perfect for, or really good for spoons, because actually this one's sharp, so I didn't have it out. This is one of the knives, if you ever do a class with me, for the kit that I provide. I do sell those if you guys want to, if you take a class with me and want to take the knives you're using home. I do sell them for basically what I paid for them. I haven't done any classes yet as well, so don't think you've missed out. I'm getting a few things together. I'm going to I got a few people that have said they're interested in trying it, so you know, I'd figure we'll go in, do the basics of spoon carving, might do a dudelet class. I'm working on a couple other carving project ideas right here. I mean, it just, what was that, 6 or 7 cuts, and that's, you know, I'll teach you the ins and the outs, the things I've learned that have helped me, the things that haven't helped me, what I wish I knew. If there's anything specific for like the dudelets or anything like these guys, I probably will not be selling these if I do a dudelet class, just so you're warned. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Don't mind the junk behind me. This is storage room that I film in a lot when I'm doing messy stuff in here, because I can close it off and it keeps 90% of it out of the house. And it happens to me where my carving stuff already is. And I mean, you guys are literally clamped to the table that I work on out here, so why not? But yeah, so I mean, that's the basics of how to actually sharpen a blade. Sorry, I'm getting notifications. One of the guys I follow is trying to figure out how to get a little more action on this channel, because I'd love to be able to grow, to give you guys better content, bigger videos, bigger projects that would, you know, if I could go full time with it, all I would do is YouTube and woodworking, and that would be my dream life. But But when it comes to the carving stuff, I will get into a little bit of the knives, I guess, too, since I feel like rambling about knives. So this is one brand that I wasn't sure about. I'm still debating on. It's called Opinel. I think they said they're a French company. This is it says Savoie, France. This doesn't have the knife number on it. Does this one? It's a number 8. It's on the lock ring. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. This is a number 6 Opinel. Again, it's a bit long. If you're doing anything with small carvings, if the blade's longer than your thumb, you're gonna get cut. You're gonna bleed. If you're doing things where you can do big movements, again, spoons, spatulas, stuff like that with big movements, who cares? The longer the blade. If it starts, if it's dull in through here, start cutting through here. Then move your way down, move your way down, move your way down. Once the whole blade is dull, hone it up, touch it up, whatever you got to do. So, I mean, it does not take much. And I would be completely comfortable with using this again. Granted, this already took a patch of hair off my leg that wide a little bit ago. In one pass, it was completely clean shaven. So, again, I'm not showing you guys shaving my legs. That's weird. So, stop it. But, yeah. The other brand that I'm really fond of, and I know they're a little on the inexpensive side, is FlexCut. That's where I get my preferred knife blade design out of. That's the one I sharpen. Like I said, I got like 3 or 4 of these, so at least I had 3 or 4 of them. What the heck? So that's the one I just edged. Here's another one. Okay, so maybe it's 3. I thought it was 4, but because there's 2 more. I probably have another 1 or 2 laying around somewhere because I carve all over the house. I was carving in my office at an online job training a few weeks ago. So it's one of the things I do when I fidget, because I'm always one of those people that's always moving. So if I got something like that, I mean, heck, here's stuff I was working on down here before. I'm getting ready to sweep off my table once all this stuff's up, because I've got 2 tool rolls and I've got all kinds of different fun types. This is basically a Sloyd, but they call it a belt knife. I do really like this as well for doing just just roughing work, where I take a square and I mean that takes almost no force at all as long as you cut properly. And one of the tricks is you lay the blade, and as you push, you actually pull. So, and this one is razor sharp. It also has the sheath, so I can wear it on my belt, which I do at times. So I do really like Hustles, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm actually waiting for an email from them as well, because I bought a couple of their knives a few years ago. Or no, it was last year. And I just saw it here a second ago. Yeah. They're beautiful, beautiful walnut handles. And unfortunately, the tip of this one actually snapped off. Let me get this. Can we get that to focus? I think it's still trying to get me. But the very tip broke off, and I was a bit bummed out, but they offered to replace it, or they said in the next 6 to 9 months they're trying to get a new set out. So I've been in contact with them over that, and I think they're just going to send me a replacement once it's ready to rock and roll, Because I even told him, you know, I'm new, but I'm also not, you know, when I barely stick a blade in to do a straight cut and just pulling down, it snaps the tip into the wood. It's like, that's bad blade chemistry. But you also, you know, it was really small. I'm not about to say don't buy them, because I just love these handles. They're absolutely beautiful. Because here's another one in that kit. A little more plain. And the other one, which happens to be right here. I mean, just look at that. I love walnut, especially when it's got just this beautiful green pattern to it. Absolutely love these blades. And like I say, you know, even though the tip snapped, be aware. Their current 3-piece kit, I couldn't tell you the number off the top of my head, but just be aware. They have some issues. They already know about it. They're working on fixing them. So as I find anything out, I will definitely pass that on to you guys. There's the Sloyd knife I was looking for. And the last company that I use a lot, let's see if I can get it to show up. Right there, Kevincraftoh. This is definitely the biggest knife I have from them. But good stuff, very affordable for beginners. If you're going to do something with them, I would buy them individually, because all the beginner kits I've seen, it'll have like 1 or 2 things that's good, and then maybe a blade or 2 that you'll probably never touch. Or, you know, I didn't care for some of them. But, you know, they also have I just saw it a minute ago. There it is. It's like I just had it. But they also have one of these, I forget what these are called. It's not a hook knife, and I don't have my other phone to look it up. Let me jump on Amazon real quick. That's where I ordered some of these. I'm back. So, shocker, I got some terminology wrong. These are pelican knives, which is why I started second guessing myself. Kind of looks like a pelican beak. And where is the other one that I said was a pelican knife? I'll see it now. There it is. And this is just an upswept blade. So, yeah. Terminology matters. Just saying. Like I said, they all have their pros and their cons. These are a lot easier to take and, you know, slice. But, sorry, I'm trying to think of words and they're just not coming to me right now. But they're really good for taking, you know, decent sized chunks out. It will tend to leave a little bit of a rough edge behind, but you know, when you're taking a bunch of wood off, you're gonna leave a rough edge. That's just, from my experience, that's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. But you know, and then something like this, you can get in there and you can go even more aggressive, because like out here, it's gonna flex a lot more. This has a lot more behind it. You can really put a lot of power into this. It's like if you really want to, here we go. So if you really want to, where's the edge of the blade? If you really want to take a lot of wood off, it'll take a lot of wood off. I don't recommend doing this, but that's also some people carve. That is shockingly effective though. But I mean, you can't argue with the result. I mean, there's a little rough spot back in here, but through here, I mean, that's butter smooth. So I might have to give these a little more time and attention because this is probably the least used knife that I own. But there's a lot to it. There's a bunch of different cutting types, techniques. We'll get into some of that later on because I am wanting to do a bunch more carving videos, since the dudelet one that I did, I think he's up there. Or no, he's upstairs. The guy I did on the last video, I made a bunch of these blanks up. I think I've got 2 or 3 more boards out in the shop to cut up to once I run out of these, but I got a 2-gallon bucket full of them, so I ain't cutting that for a while. So yeah, with that, I think I'm gonna jump out of here and get the rest of these knives sharpened up, so that way I'm not taking up too much more of your guys' time. And I will say, cat in the hat, that be dat, be safe. And if you are going to do this, invest in some cut-proof gloves. Don't be like me. Wear them. I'm a bad example for wearing these at times, but they are worth it, especially if you're doing it in public, with kids, in just anywhere. And then I'm if you ever go to a craft show, you might see me walking around with a blade that's 3/4 of an inch long, working on a single block of wood. And I've had a few people like, what are you doing that for? And I'm just like, because it's all thumb. It's like, because everything I'm doing is with my thumb. So the most it's going to move is this far. So eat that. But yeah, so if you see me at an outdoor show, you probably will catch me with at least one of these with me. If you do see the tool bag right there, that's where all my carving stuff usually is. And if I'm out of something and I've got a good chunk of time at a show, as long as I've done it before and I'm comfortable with it, I'll probably try to get one done. I might not be able to paint it for you there, but I like carving, I like talking, I like whittling, so you never know. Might be able to get something made right there in front of you. But yeah, so I'm out of here. See y'all later. Cat in the hat, dat be dat. Be safe. Don't forget the gloves and have fun making.